Hi, I'm Chad, and you're watching Squarebody Stuff. What's going on, everybody? We are still getting some stuff done on Squeaky right now. Taking a little break from the 339 stroker, which is over there on the stand, all bagged up. Trying to get this truck ready. Had a few things to do before we get him to the track. Last year, we didn't have any real time to get him to the track once I got him back from Sykeston, Missouri, from No Name Nationals, where we threw the drive shaft out. Only made a partial pass on the drag strip with this big block. Didn't even get a nitrous hit. So hopefully this year we'll have some more time. I've got a different schedule at work. So right now I'm trying to get some stuff buttoned up on him, get him ready for the track. Then we get back on the 339. If you've been keeping up on the channel, last video we got some drive shaft safety loops built for this thing. Yeah, I've got a couple videos from, well, it was last fall when we twisted the drive shaft in this thing at Sykeston at No Name Nationals. I was running a one piece. It was too long. It didn't work out. Built another drive shaft on the trailer at the drag strip at Sykeston, Jeffers Motorsports Park, and made the burnout contest. If I remember, I'll put a link up in the corner. But I may not remember to do that whenever I edit the video, but go back in the search history and stuff for my videos and you can see the videos of where all that happened. But we made it through the burnout contest. It was a pretty cool deal. I put some dually wheels on the back of this thing, set the rev limiter at like 5,000 RPM and just let it all hang out. Had flames coming out, shorty pipes and everything. It was a good show. So anyways, right now what we're trying to do is get this truck ready for this season. Unfortunately, the first weekend, which was last weekend, our local track was supposed to open up. The weather wasn't cooperating. It was wet and rainy. Supposed to open up again this weekend, but it's turned out to be a high of like in the low 30s. So they're not going to be able to get the track prepped right. They don't want to have any safety issues, so they're going to postpone the opening of the track till, I think, March 24th. Weather permitting, March 24th. It'll be a test and tune night. We'll just take Squeaky up there, have some fun. Hopefully everything will stay together, but I'm going to go through underneath while I've got him up on the jack stands and check every nut and bolt on him, make sure everything's good and tight. I do have his slicks on the back, his skinnies on the front. We got his drag racing shoes on him. Put some metal valve stems in those wheels because I just had the rubber ones. I think we're supposed to be running metal valve stems at the drag strip. But anyways, got a little bit to do. I do have a list on my board. I'll show you that real quick. I've got quite a bit already checked off. I didn't have a whole lot to do. Still got to check all the bolts. Got the drive shaft loops done. Got the valve stems done. I had to fix a leak on this fuel tank. I didn't video any of that. Yeah, it was, I'll show you a little bit of that here in just a little bit. My gravy bottle, my nitrous bottle, I got that filled, ready to go in. I do have some seat covers to put on these plastic racing seats, and I need to drain the coolant because I do have antifreeze in there for the winter. So I got to drain that out, put some fresh water in it. So the deal on the fuel tank was, ever since I got this truck, it had a little bit of a leak if I put over half a tank in him. And I knew pretty much where it was coming from because it's kind of a common thing on these old square bodies. That plastic guard that goes in the front of the tank, it just traps a lot of dust and dirt and debris. It does protect the tank from anything kicking up and hitting it and poking a hole in the front of it. But yeah, it rusted through right there at the seam, had like 5 or 6 little pinholes. So I dropped the tank out. I didn't get any video of it, like I said. Just kind of one of those days I just wanted to get the tank out, get it fixed, get it back in. I really wanted to do a how to remove and install your fuel tank on your square body, but I really want to do that video with a fresh, brand new fuel tank and my other short bed cream puff. I need to put a new fuel tank on the passenger side on him. He's got dual tanks. The one on the passenger side leaks. I'm assuming it's probably from the same exact spot. But I will show you real quick what I used to fix it. I've used it a lot over the years on repairing some tanks that I don't want to replace. And the reason I just kind of repaired this tank, because I do plan on doing something completely different with the fuel tank setup on this truck. One of my plans is to put the, I think it's a, I can't remember how many gallons it is. It's the big one. I think it's like 30 gallon. It may be 25, but it's the big fuel tank out of my rock crawler, the original tank. It'll go in between the frame rails in the very back. So I do have that option. I'm looking into doing that. I've also got the little plastic 8-gallon aftermarket fuel cell. I might be doing something with that. I may run dual tanks, one for racing fuel and one for just regular pump gas. Not really sure what I'm going to do there. So for right now, just to get me by so I don't have a leaking fuel tank and I can run more than half a tank of fuel and not have gas dripping on the drag strip, because yeah, they don't like that, I'll patch this tank up. So what I use to fix the tank is some of this JB Weld steel stick. It comes in this tube. It's a 2-part little tube of stuff that you knead up into dough, and it's best to wear gloves if you're using this, because it'll stick to your fingers. But you mix this stuff up and spread it out on a nice clean fuel tank. Wire brush it off, clean it off real good with some brake clean, something like that, and it will seal up the leaks. I've actually got another hole that I repaired on this fuel tank in Squeaky when I first got the truck, and it's in the middle right underneath, and it's held for 2 years. And I think I've fixed several fuel tanks with this stuff. This is really good stuff. If you got something you want to patch on a fuel tank or any type of metal. So now a few things I got left is to put my little shorty header extensions on there, and still got to double check all the bolts underneath the truck. I'm going to check the bell housing bolts, cross member bolts. Of course, the drive shaft, I just put it back in when I was doing the drive shaft loop, so I know those bolts are good. I've got some blue Loctite on all those bolts. Check everything, because yeah, I've got a couple 100 miles on this truck since it was all put together last fall, and you know, it's had a good shakedown, so it's time to double check everything. So I was working on a Squeaky. We had the UPS driver show up. Kind of excited about this box. I hope it don't turn out like my last unboxing video. Hopefully there's not a bag of dog food in this box, but let's open it up and see what we got in here. Of course, it's from Summit Racing. Yeah, we got some spark plugs. Had to restock some spark plugs. Not a big deal there. But this is what I've been waiting for. Oh man, no Summit Racing stickers. Oh well. Here we go. I did get some Race Quip stickers. Now hopefully it fits. Let's try it on. Alright, I ain't smart enough to figure out how to open it. The Squeaky's back down on the ground, got everything underneath checked out, and I went ahead and pulled the front bumper off, a little weight savings, and you know, because race truck. And apparently I'm gonna have to take some time and fix a few leaks in my shop roof. It's getting a little out of hand. Yeah, it's aggravating, but because it's starting to rain again, and so I've been trying to get some stuff done while it was raining so I could just show you what I'm doing when it's not raining. So I'm struggling through this video, but let me show you what I've got done right now and what I'm working on at this moment. We're installing the seat covers. These are RCI seats. Of course, I've got race quip harnesses, 5-point harness. And yeah, I've already got the driver's side done while it was raining. Wasn't that big of a deal. The shoulder harnesses are small enough that I can get them through the loops, but the lap belt, I had to take it loose from the frame because the buckle, especially the big latch, that wouldn't fit through the holes in the seat cover. But these are also RCI seat covers I got from Summit Racing, and I've got my patches on there. This one wouldn't come off, so I just left it on there. I was able to pull the one off on the driver's side and actually reuse it because I only had one of these iron-on patches left. So if I can get a good camera angle, I might just set the camera up while it's starting to rain again, probably. Just do a little time lapse on how to install these seat covers. Not really much to it. Getting them fit on there, slide over the top, and they've got snaps to secure them to the seat. Just 2 snaps on each side. These little guys right here, just run them in with the Phillips screw and a Phillips bit and my screw gun. That's about all there is to it. I think it looks pretty cool. And those plastic seats can be a little uncomfortable at times. These seat covers have a little bit of padding, not a whole lot, but it'll help. And I know Mrs. Squarebody will appreciate it, having just a little bit of extra padding or a little more comfort when she's riding around on Ole Squeaky. Alright, so what do y'all think? I think Squeaky's looking pretty snazzy now. Since it's trying to rain again, and I've got quite a bit covered in this video, there's actually still more I want to do to this truck before I take it to drag strip. Almost, there's stuff I need to do to the truck before I go to the drag strip. I'll go over that in a later video, but it has to do with my nitrous system. When I ran the lines for this truck with the nitrous system in the beginning, I never intended on taking this thing really to the drag strip this much, or actually really make him a race truck. That was always kind of a joke, but now I'm actually legitimately trying to make this truck a race truck. So I need to do some stuff right. My fuel lines, my nitrous line is not run correctly. It's actually kind of going up over the bell housing or behind the engine. Not a safe place. If there was a catastrophic failure with my clutch and it came through the bell housing, it would cut those lines. Big explosions. Yeah, it wouldn't be good. So it's something I shouldn't have done in the beginning, but I just wasn't thinking about that when I was putting this nitrous kit in. I just want to go have some fun, blow the 305 up with a lot of nitrous, and then be done with it. But this is where we're at now. We're going to try to make this truck just as a legitimate race truck as we possibly can. So I'm going to pull the bed off, redo the lines for the nitrous, and depends on time and everything and what parts I have available, I may redo a fuel system in the back. I don't know, but that'll be in another video. And also in the meantime, we're going to be working on the little 339 stroker, dodging the raindrops in the shop apparently. Lots of fun stuff, but all of that will be going over in another video. Yeah, It's just not going to cooperate with the rain today or this evening. So I'm going to cut this video off. Appreciate you guys watching. Till next time, y'all keep your square bodies rolling, and we'll catch you later.